Traders, how are you? Marcello here, founder of the Day Trading Academy, co-founder of Speed Up Trader, where you guys can come and apply to use our money live for just a process of a minimum of 120 bucks. Today we're going to be talking about the new micro futures. Excellent news. I think this is going to be something that's absolutely amazing for everybody, especially because a lot of you guys, for example, that have lower capital or don't have a lot of money, you guys are going to be able to lower your capital requirements to be able to trade with. So don't forget to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, just mark them with the hashtag #AskMarcello. I'll be happy to go ahead and pull all the questions for you in regards to the topic. Another thing as well, if you guys want to apply for the funding, we're going to be migrating everybody over to another platform that is actually free. So everybody at Day Trading Academy, I'm going to be migrating over to this other platform. So we're not going to be supporting Ninja anymore because obviously you have to pay over $1,000 for Ninja, and this platform you don't have to pay for anymore. So if you're interested in that, send us an email at support@speeduptrader.com, and there, do me a favor and send two things. One, the market that you trade. Two, the indicators or the system that you trade with, so I can help you guys to be able to configure everything on the actual platform. And then we're going to select probably about 5 or 10 guys to be able to go ahead and do the funding test with us this week. And then it's going to be great because now you guys don't have to pay for a platform anymore, which has been obviously something that you guys had to pay for. So the new micro futures is a new piece of news that came out from the CME. The CME essentially said that in May of 2019, which is about 2 months away, if you guys were watching this video in May, obviously it already came out, but in May of 2019, this is going to be live. And essentially, this is just going to drop the capital requirement. So initially, and I'm going to explain to you guys a little bit how futures work so you guys can understand. If we're going to buy, for example, Apple stock and it goes up $100, we only make $1 in profit, right? Based on the amount of stocks that we buy. So if we buy 10 stocks, and it goes up $1, we make $10. In futures, there's a much larger leveraged system in place, right? We don't have to borrow money like we do in stocks and Forex to be able to have more money to trade with or otherwise have leverage, which for me is a little bit risky because obviously it's money that you borrow and you have to pay interest on. So God forbid you're always going to be right. When you do lose money, obviously it's going to be money that you're going to have to pay back, and sometimes they liquidate your positions. So what's great about this is that now they're going to lower the requirements even further. So initially with E-mini futures, it's not 100 cents in a dollar depending on the market that you trade. So if you're trading the indices, generally they're different for every index that you trade. We typically teach on the S&P 500, and then after you learn, you can trade on any market that you want. So the S&P 500 originally would move $1, but there would only be 4 cents in a dollar. Right? So if that dollar had 50 cents of profit, or excuse me, if that dollar had $50 in profit, meaning if I buy the future of the S&P 500 at 2,000, it goes up $1, right? 2001, I make $50 profit without having to borrow money. No margin. So now with futures, if you understand that part, right? So it's a much higher leverage system. So if we trade the NASDAQ futures, for example, that's $20 per dollar in profit. The Dow should be, if I'm not mistaken, it should be $5 per dollar. And the Russell 2000 should be 50, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, if I'm mistaken, I might get the Russell. I haven't traded the Russell in 10 years. So if I messed up the Russell, just put it here in the comments so everybody can know. I appreciate you guys helping out. So with the E-mini futures, that's generally how it works. So inside, for example, the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, you have the dollar, but there's actually 4 cents in a dollar, not 100 cents in a dollar like we're normally accustomed to. So the terminology would be 4 cents in a dollar, 4 ticks in a point. So every tick here, if $50 is the profit per dollar, every cent would be worth $12.50, right? So $12.50, 25, 37.50, 50, full dollar. So now with the micro futures, or the micro E-minis, I think the official name for them, now you're going to chop it off by 10, which basically means instead of making $50 or losing $50 per dollar, you're going to only make or lose $5 per dollar. And now every cent, which is 4 cents in the dollar, is going to be worth $1.25. So basically means that there's a lot lower starting requirement. There's a lot less risk because you're not losing as much money. And for me, that's absolutely great because now, you know, one of the things that I've always told you guys about trading is that it's 85%, 90% psychological. Okay, psychological. So if this is the way I just think about analytically about these things, right? There's a lot of great traders. There's a lot of different academies. If there was one perfect system, why are there so many different traders that trade so many different ways in so many different markets with so many different indicators that are combined in so many different ways? Because some people may use the same indicator, but they might change it. You know, they configure it differently. So that has to mean that the technical aspect, the indicators and the charts and all that stuff isn't the magic bullet. It isn't the holy grail, so to speak. So now with these lower requirements for the micro futures, we're going to have a situation where you guys can literally open up an account and trade live to practice. So you can actually start practicing with the psychology a lot faster. And obviously if you guys have a lot less capital and you're used to trading markets like Forex, which are the excuse that you guys always gave me was, well, you know, I don't have a lot of money, let me put my money in Forex. Now there's no reason to trade Forex because Forex, even though it is the biggest market in the world, it's also the most manipulated as well. 94.5% of the people trading in Forex are institutions, the big guys, right? Which that number isn't as high, especially in the E-mini futures. So great news, it should go live in May of 2019. The minimum value of that, the minimum account or the minimum amount of money you have to have in your account is probably going to be a lot lower as well. That actually comes directly from the exchange, so we don't know the exact value of that, which should be $50. I'm calculating. And then obviously to open up the account, I'd imagine is probably going to be like $100 or $200. So this is great news. I'm really excited to be able to share this with you guys. And if you guys have any questions, don't forget to leave them with hashtag AskMarcello. And also don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next week.